think my favorite car that I've ever driven, and that's saying something because I've driven a lot of cars. There's something special about that NA power band. It's just so linear. More people should build Hondas. I don't know why they have such a poor reputation for being poorly modded, but man, when you modify a Honda right, they are just amazing. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. What's cracking, guys? Welcome back to yet again another episode of the Honda Recap. I got a lot of stuff I want to talk about. A lot of channels, some cool topics. I got a couple ideas, so I really want to get this going. How you all been? What are you guys doing in Premiere right now? What'd you do this weekend? Let me know. Let's start the conversation, roll the intro, and go. What's cracking, guys? Welcome back to yet again another episode of the Honda Recap. Thanks again for sitting in for another week right here, Monday night. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you're notified every Monday night at 8 o'clock when this thing airs. Actually, I'm going to do 6 o'clock West Coast time. Hopefully, it's about 8 o'clock East Coast time. So let's roll that back. Let's start it again one more time. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you're notified every Monday night at 6 p.m. West Coast time when this comes out, where we sit down, talk Hondas, just talk ideas and, you know, shoot the shit and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Welcome back. Thank you all so much. I was going through my analytics and it looks like 18% of my total subscriber feed actually has the bell, which is pretty good. To be honest, which is really good because, I mean, the average, even it says in the average, is like somewhere around 10 to 20%. So I'm like right there in the middle. So, I mean, 18%, we're about 8,000, almost 9,000. That's not bad. That's not bad. I really appreciate you guys because you all come in, you watch. It's really awesome because obviously I'm still at work. Straight up, I'm still at work when this airs. So sometimes I totally miss jumping into Premiere, so I have to go back, rewatch it so I can watch all the comments in real time. So I really like the fact that all you actually are in there supporting and talking, and I like to keep it a Premiere because I know a lot of people want to hang out and stuff, and a lot of people don't like Premieres, but I think this show really it does well with the Premiere, you know what I mean? And first topic of the day is I wanted to see you guys let me know in the comments specifically in case I missed the Premiere stuff, but definitely drop a comment. One of the things I want to know is how long is too long? I've been doing it. I really want to bring the format to about 30 minutes. Like I said, I'm going to be bringing in some different content for you guys to actually be more involved, bring this a little bit longer of a format. I'm really trying to hit that 30-minute mark like a real TV show. As you guys have been seeing, that's kind of where I've been trying to progress for the past like 2 years that I've been at this. Kind of hit that frame mark, but towards the end I was getting to like 8 or 10 minutes. You guys wanted longer and I wanted longer. I was just getting a little burnt out, trying to just get repetitive, trying to really find my groove. But I really feel like 30 minutes would be a good mark. You sit down, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, you watch a 30-minute episode, no ads. Well, I mean, you might get some ads, I'm not going to lie. But I'm just saying you won't get any commercials for that moment, you know what I mean? It's just 30 minutes of hanging out with people in Premiere, in the comments, us just talking back and forth about Hondas and life and how things are going. So definitely let me know. A longer format, good. Keep it a tight 30. I mean, it'd be a lot to get this to an hour, but I kind of have other ideas like an offshoot podcast or an offshoot of just me talking for like an hour on something else. Could be a different channel, could be this channel. I don't know. I kind of don't want to like mix too much stuff because I still have my own projects. In case you're new here, I have a Del Sol, an EF, an RSX, which I don't know what the hell I'm doing with. I might end up using that RSX for something later. I got a lot of projects, not a lot of time. I work, still work. Man, I wish I could just do this. I got so many parts. If you guys could see around me, I'm like, you know, I got parts and motors. I'm not gonna lie. So like just out of right here. Oh man, if I just had like a month, dude, just that's all, you know, maybe I can knock out a lot of stuff, but I don't. So right here, we're here, Monday night. What's cracking, guys? How you all doing? One thing I wanted to kick off and talk about is something that I've been thinking about. I talked to my buddy DJ, I actually talked to Shades Wade not too long ago, and my thought was, do you think, or will we ever get back to the point where we build the cars that we wish we had when you were like 16 or 17? You know what I mean? You went with your mom to the Safeway, you saw Import Tuner or Super Street or any of those type of magazines, and you open it up and there was C-West body kits, huge wings. I mean, sometimes I kind of want to forget about like the R32 conversion stuff, you know, but if we skip that, if we skip that and we go to like body kits, underglow, super low, maybe not chrome rims, but you know, there is a place where I think we've outgrown certain aspects, but I'm not gonna lie. I liked Sea West body kits. Veil sides were legit, you know, like those things of the era were awesome, and I feel like they kind of got phased out as new things started to developing. And one of the things, like I specifically remember there being a time where tire letters were not a thing. And I don't mean like stuff that you can just glue on your tires. Like that was not a thing. Before that, people were taking like whiteout or paint pens and actually painting on the Toyo or the BF Goodrich or literally whatever the hell you were running on their tires, right? And then now that's kind of like the way you do it if you don't want to go out and actually buy like the sticky letters that go on your tires, because that's now a product, which is crazy. And that is possible because we've progressed as a community and as a style. But before that, that didn't exist. That wasn't a mod that people were doing. But because things kept going in a way where we had to outdo ourselves, and for the most part, like, it was kind of a crazy time. It's a really wild west. It really did start like crazy body kits, underglow, LEDs, everything. And then it started to get a little cleaner. And then we got into very OEM. And then we got into tucked engine bays, shaving. I remember a hot minute, it was like the shit to have a different color bay than your car. And then there was carbon fiber, and then carbon fiber went away. And then now track focused builds are kind of where we are, even though like you can build a track car but never go to the track. It's kind of weird because you're just kind of like, I'm building it for this specific pillar of building a car, but like you don't use it for that, you know what I mean? And then I know that like the camber guys and the super low guys, those guys get a lot of heat, but I got to give some respect to them because it's kind of like, all right, that's your thing, you're doing that, and its purpose is to kind of, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it looks tight, and I'm happy that you're doing it. I wouldn't do it, and I know a lot of people that wouldn't, but the fact that there's a small subset of people that are down to do it, I respect you because you stay and you're not disrespectful, but stay in your lane. Like, you guys are doing that. I'm not saying, hey, stay in your lane. I'm just saying, like, it's cool that you guys are living that dream. That is what you want to do. That is your image. That is your love. You're following it. Perfect. Then there's the track people, and the track people build for the track, and I'm really happy about this one, that a lot of people are building for the track, and they're also building because the scene has progressed to the point where you want to look clean. You still want to tucked engine bay, tucked harness. You want really nice parts. You want everything to be cleaned, body lines perfect. Your kits, you want your front bumpers, whether you're like an EK and you're just going to rock the J-Blood bumper, you got the splitter, RPF 1s, awesome offsets, aggressive offsets. You can build your car and not have any interior because it's super track focused, but then there's also people that build their car incredibly track focused with full interior so it looks like a street car. I really respect those guys because it's kind of like a 2-for-1 in one. Very choice. I'm actually a big fan of that column of building. But it's really interesting to me because there's all of these different plays and all of the different things that people are trying to build for. And whether you use them for their purpose or not, that is what you're into and that is what you're building to. But I sincerely remember joining Honda Tech a long time ago when I was literally like 16 or 17 years old, and I got my first EJ1 and I loved it, you know, and I could go to O'Reilly's or Kragen and like I could buy APC intake or an APC lowering springs, and you could get like an NRG. Well, probably wasn't NRG. It was a different brand that was like NRG, and you could literally just buy it in the import section, which at one point was like half an aisle and then became a whole aisle and now just doesn't exist. So it's really cool. You know, some of you might remember that because I remember that fondly, but a lot of people wanted body kits and underglow and all that stuff, and I'm not trying to repeat myself, but like in our heads, that is what we envisioned our awesome car to be. And now that we've grown up, it's kind of something we don't want to go back with. And I don't understand that either, if it's because like the scene has changed and you don't want to be made fun of, or it's just not cool anymore. But you know, I will say that a lot of those parts are like super rare. Like, where are you gonna find a CRX full body kit that you could actually use? I think Dana Young Static has found random bits at junkyards, but he's been going for years. So he's found a couple skirts and a front bumper, maybe a rear bumper. I think he bought a car specifically just for a bumper. Like, that is how you're gonna find it right now. So I can understand that the rarity is kind of a hard way to actually get that look back. But let me know. What do you guys think would bring us back to that? Would that be like a really bad regression? Would it be just kind of like, no, we're all gonna get made fun of, we're all clean looking now? Because it's getting to the point now where there was like a Wild West period, and then there was a rush to who is the cleanest. And now what's really interesting to me is there is a really fast divide whether you're going to go super clean, tucked, just nothing in the engine bay, mint perfect SEMA build, or OEM plus. How OEM can you get? Which is getting interesting too, because there's a lot of people that I know that work in like the parts department at Honda, and they're like, dude, things are going missing. Like, and not missing like people are jacking them, but you know, you never know. But I'm just saying, like, discontinuing. These cars are getting 25, 30 years old. Honda's going to stop producing certain parts. And then what does live, there's like a cajillion of us that are building these cars that are going to the parts department or ordering online and getting all of these things, you know? And like some people might have boxes and boxes of like new OEM, brand new in box parts, but they're getting rare. So like the fact that you could either want to build a SEMA build or you want to build your DA or EF or CRX or EJ or all those cars as OEM as possible, as if you could buy it from the dealer with little additions or all the options, like the optional mats or optional mud flaps and stuff like that. Like that stuff is becoming hard to find. So it's really interesting to see how OEM Plus is now becoming kind of like a big thing now, is how OEM you could be, and then how SEMA you could go. And then the track guys are very interesting, like I said, that like you could want a track inspired, super cool, daily driven car, but then also go full gutted everything. And if you went full gutted everything, it's awesome, because you may have a cage, but it's super clean, painted on the inside. You're just like, wow, this is like a factory car that everything got taken out of and then built for the track, but it wasn't. You could have started with a bucket, and that was just your build to go to. You know what I mean? So it's just really interesting, guys, and I wanted to, you know, talk about that, bring it up with you guys, and wanted to get your guys' opinion, because like I really loved Underglow. I still really love Underglow. I like body kits. I would love to put body kits on our cars, but the front wheel drive, and that's really weird. Like I really want the Del Sol to have like a wide body kit, but it's really weird because your front wheel drive and then the quarter panels are kind of unibody almost. So if you put like a wide body on the back of it, it doesn't really work. And there's a couple guys out there that have done it, but I'm still kind of like, I don't know if it goes with the body. The EK seems to be like one of the only ones that could like have a wide body and it still looks good, but I think the EK was built a little more sturdy. You know, it's like a little more stout. The EG got a Rocket Bunny kind of version too that kind of helps it out a little bit too, but Del Sol got no lug. EF never really got too much love. The EG and the EK hatches seem to be like, they built a lot of parts for those cars. I'm not gonna lie, but what do you guys think? Would body kits ever come back? Is Underglow ever going to come back? And not like a novelty. You roll into like, you know, a Tapioca Express meet at like 12:30 in the morning and you flick it on. But I mean, like, I don't ever think we're going to go back to chrome wheels and R32 taillights on an EJ. But I would love to see super low body kit, Fast and the Furious, 2001, 97, 99 style. Somehow make it back, you know? And we can do it tastefully now, you know? You think that's possible? Do you not think that's possible? Is that something you dream about yourself, but you kind of know like that's just not going to happen, you know? Like, what would stop a person from doing it? Is there anybody who's currently doing it? If there is, definitely let me know. I'd love to see it. But that's my rant for today. Basically kind of wanted to see what you guys thought about that. Will 97 to 2001 era Honda building ever come back, or are we too far? Are we too far in the future, guys? That's a possibility. All right, guys, with that said, I wanted to get into this week's recap and kind of hit up some things that, you know, what's been going on out there. And one of the big ones I wanted to talk about is Obsessed Garage. A lot of you may have watched this guy because there's a lot of amazing detail knowledge on this, where he's detailing Porsches, Corvettes, Camaros, just really amazing cars, showing you how he does things. But in his latest couple videos, he got himself an EM1, and I think he said somewhere it's like 27,000 or 29,000 miles on this B16 that he has in there, and it's amazing. And I think the EM1 is one of the most untalked about of the Civics, and it's kind of weird, right? Because it holds the heritage of an ITR, but it's not quite an ITR because it's still a Civic, but it's got a really stout motor that I believe also just came in the 97 Del Sol VTEX, which is randomly about that time. But the like 99 to 2000 Electron Blue Civic Si is an icon, and I think a lot of us really appreciate the fact that that car actually exists. And it's just really awesome to know that, you know, that's the only car that really came with that color, and he really wanted it. And he put a disclaimer even at the beginning of his video where he kind of explains that he had that car at one point, and even though he has the ability and has had a whole bunch of cars. He had a really savage S2000 for a while. He wanted this car for nostalgia's sake, and he talked to LHT Performance, which is a really awesome other channel. If you guys haven't watched that, it's an awesome shop as well. But he wants to pull the B16 out and put a really decently high compression yet reliable B18C, probably C1, C5. We'll see what he actually comes up with. But it's kind of detrimental, right? Because it's 29,000 miles on this beautiful EM1 chassis, and you can kind of go and watch the channel and check things out and realize that he's doing a full detail on the channel and kind of just making it all beautiful before he pulls the motor out and gets all that working. But it's kind of like, hey man, like you could have started with maybe like one that looked good but a more tired motor. It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of controversial. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of controversial that the EM1 is going to be losing its heart for possibly an era-specific B18C, which is fine, but it's just kind of like, man, the EM1 Civic SI is up there in some people's opinions with the ITR versus the GSR of the Integra, because it is what it is. It's like the pinnacle of the Civic of the era, and the ITR is the pinnacle of the Integra of the era, and probably the last ITR, and it's actually the last ITR that we actually got here in the States. So it's kind of up there. So it's kind of sad to know that he's going to pull the motor, but at the same time, it's really cool that he has a history of it. He didn't just buy it to do some crazy thing with it. So it's really cool. He filled kind of a soft spot in his heart. He has it. He's detailing it. They're going to do a motor swap. It's going to be a really fun build. He's got like 6 or 7 videos on it already, so definitely check out Obsessed Garage. Following that, we've got Zosh. This guy's on the quest to making his DC5 look as aggressive and fun as he can right now. And it's really a fun time to watch Zosh right now because he's got his Integra that is really hitting the pinnacle that it's probably ever been, version 6 or 7 to be honest with you. And now we got Mai building an awesome DC5 of himself. And if you know Mai, you know he's all about that stance life, but he does it kind of tastefully. I'm not gonna lie, that car looks really good. Randy now also has a DC5, or has had one for a while, full build just like Mai, and it's insane. It's more almost track inspired, but like I said, he's following that clean line. You know, it's totally usable on the track, but it's very, very clean. Brand new kind of burgundy-ish paint, motor all redone, engine bay is perfect, all of them are driving. And now Zosh has what's basically his daily DC5 Type S, which he does actually love, but he doesn't love it as much as the other Integra. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of noticed that, but he's still putting parts in it. He's still loving it, and it's really cool to have 3 friends so close together driving the same car, and considerably gonna end up being 3 different pillars of builds. That it's just, it's really interesting to see. Different mindsets, different wants, different needs, and they're all going for it, same car. I love that. Following that, we got Gears and Gasoline. I believe this is part 6 or 7, I could be wrong, of the EK build that they're actually building. They kind of revealed at the last video that they're building this for a grid life, which is cool. It is an EK9 clone. They did a lot of work into it, new front brakes, rear brakes, a lot of Hone development parts, the rear hub drop kit, I'm butchering that name, I'm so sorry. And then they also have a Porsche 4-pot front big brake kit for the car, ARP extended studs, new hubs, and a K-Series motor. As we know, a lot of K-tuned goodies, a lot of honed goodies, and I think a lot of other parts that I'm blanking on right now. But it's going to be a legitimate build. You put an auto power roll bar in it, chassis mounted. It is not welded, but you know, you guys can think what you want. It's going to work. It's going to save them regardless. But this is an awesome build and an awesome channel. Gears and Gasoline has basically been able to deliver some very high quality Netflix level content. And I'm really happy that, you know, it's been coming out with a lot of Honda content. I'm not gonna lie, we're all gonna be happy about this. This build's gonna be fun, and it is gonna be purpose built. It's like I said, it's very clean, and it's built well, and it's built for the track. And I'm really happy that you said you're gonna go and compete at Grid Life, even though because of this whole COVID situation, it's been pushed back. I think a couple of the track days have already been kind of moved forward, but that's fine because it kind of gave them and more people time. You know, shout out to Eric Tell Racing. His EG is just immaculate. Like, shout out to you, dude. But that EG is insane of the amount of work that he's put in it. But anyways, Gears and Gasoline has been building this car for a while now. You know, K-Series, a lot of great parts, finally put on disc brakes, because, come on, guys, obviously you needed that. I don't know why you guys defended the drum brakes. I don't know what happened there. But anyways, so it's an awesome channel. We all know that. Netflix quality. I'm enthusiastic every single time I see one of their videos, and I'm really happy about the effort and the time and the patience and just the quality of parts and content that you guys are putting out. Following that, we got Deadbeat Garage. It's been a while now since a lot of us have seen the khaki Civic. The motor did actually get kind of like a questionable tune, I guess, and 13-to-1 something compression, you know what I mean? Like this, it gets kind of crazy, but something happened to the motor. The khaki Civic is kind of down, but Pravis has literally been working on the EF sedan that he's had. In his latest video, he actually got his son a DA, which looks like there's an H22 in it, or maybe an F20, something like that. I know there was an H series in the hatch when they got the car, but it's really cool. Basically told him, hey, this is his car. It's going to be fun. They both know what they're doing. Well, they're going to start learning. Obviously, Bravis knows what he's doing, but his son has been there the whole way, so I'm sure he's picked up some stuff. I know he learned in the paint because I think he was painting a go-kart a really long time ago in the backyard. And it's going to be a really fun father-son build to just know that both of them have a really awesome car. And I'm really stoked for you guys, man, because a DA on YouTube right now, we need another one. Chris Sadowski's out there feeling probably pretty lonely. Following that, we got PFI Speed Brent out there doing kind of a recap of literally like the past month that they've been in Florida, hanging out with Cletus and Faster Proms and a whole bunch of other cars, helping build the smart car, spreading that Honda love and that information, and learning a lot too, because Brent is constantly just sponging up everything possible that you could do out there, and it's really cool to see the collaborations on these people. So this video is actually pretty fun because you got to see the progression, you got to see some crazy turbo Miata, you got to see the actual smart car just go down the track. It's just that thing has too much power, dude. It's so sick. You're basically driving the shopping cart with like a smart car shell on it, you know what I mean? So it's really cool. PFI Speeds keeps cranking out videos. Obviously, the smart car is getting dialed in and it's basically done. Shout out to you guys. I'm glad you're back in Colorado safe. We got Goofy Built Shane and the CRX. This, right now, what you're seeing is kind of an older video, but I kind of wanted to show you they've been working with S1 Built, basically doing all-wheel drive setup on Shane's CRX. White, it's painted, the motor is in, things are getting dialed in. I think he blew up some suspension, so he needs to lower it and stuff, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about the effort that this guy has been putting in, the month that like everybody's been out just doing their thing. He's been at the shop, holding it down, building his own projects. I'm sure he's been helping out with other customer cars and just doing out there what, you know, just keeping the PFI line running. So shout out to you, Shane. You're a savage for what you're doing. And I'm really excited for your CRX, dude. You're at the track like literally the day everyone got back. You're gonna be out there, and I'm really excited to see the times you put down on the car that you put like literally so much effort into. Next up, we got SP Tuning out there. Boys out there in Florida putting in some new parts into La Fea. It's really fun to see that you had the all-wheel drive CRX. I think I saw something about you guys wanting to raffle it off or move on with it a little bit. I think you guys had, you know, you kind of did everything you wanted to do with it and you want to move on. Your Integra has always been your heart, your love, your soul, and it's basically what started the channel. So it's really awesome that, you know, you're going to do some crazy modifications. You want to see as far as you can go with it because this is your channel, man. This is your platform. This is your heart, and this is what started it. So I'm really happy that you're just like, you know what? I'm going to keep going. This is what I want. This is my car. This is the one that I'm not going to get rid of. So SP Tuning, shout out to you guys. I want to see the power that you put down too, because I know you got some crazy motor setups on the way. All right, I haven't seen this channel. I talked about it in a manner. We got Gerb Performance, now just going off Gerb, I think. FG2 K24 swapping it, doing a build kind of DIY video of how he's actually doing it. This guy, you know, under the radar, and really needs more attention. He's been doing a lot of stuff with the FG2 community, the Civic SIs, obviously. Not many people mess with these cars for some reason, but they're definitely performance cars. They came with the K20 Z3 and the Z1 maybe. I think the Z3 may have came in the FA5. The FG2's kind of got the Z1. It's kind of not an unforgotten but forgotten motor for some reason. But K24 swapping it, showing you how he's doing it, wiring harness, getting the motor in, how it all plugs in, the differences and the things that he needs to do it. Definitely check out Gerb if you haven't already. Shoot him a subscribe. It's going to be a really cool build series. Next up, we got Rare With It. Really cool video that I just found. Another K-Swap MR2. Dre's Racing channel was another channel that kind of did this, trying to kind of got the ball rolling a lot with this. He was doing it side by side with Kyle. They've been doing it for quite some time, so it's really awesome to see that the KMR2s are actually becoming mainstream now. Definitely check out this channel. It's a really awesome build, K20Z1 and an MR2. Following that, these guys are back. Refined Movement. You know who they were. They got the white EG. They got a black EK Coupe, and I'm really excited that they're back making videos again. I think they've been making videos while they've been gone, so they're going to start releasing them. They kind of discuss why they stuck with the Z6 in the EG, and you know what? The reasoning is 100% proof that they understand what they're doing, and that is, I need to learn to drive the car. if you have a D series or a K series, you go out to the racetrack, you need to learn to drive the car. It's heavier in the front, it's lighter in the back. You get a B series, it's mid-grade. You get a D series, you know, you're lighter in the front all around. You got to learn how to drive the car. You got to learn how to drive the engine. You got to learn how to drive the car. I can't say that enough. So I'm really proud that you guys are like, you know what? I'm going to stick with this because while I'm out there and I'm frustrated and I'm angry and I start to throw the car around, I need to learn how to react. And if you react with too much power or not enough power, it's a different seat time. So I'm really happy that you guys are kind of like, you know what? This is why I'm staying D series. Definitely check out Refined Movement coming back with new videos. I'm really stoked for this. Following that, we got Steven Ocasio building a monster. Can we talk about this for a minute? B16 turbo that he's already had, reliable as hell for a very, very long time. This guy's got a new head, bottom end, pistons, rods. This guy's probably going to hit like 400 or 500 horsepower, boosted again back in the Civic, but some quality parts. I'm not going to lie. This guy's literally going to build a Savage motor, and I'm really excited for you, man, because you're in your backyard right now taking that thing apart, showing us what you have, your plans, your ambitions, and just the devotion you have to this particular car is amazing. The way you, from when you got it to now, it's been a journey, bro, and this is like the cherry on top to what you're going to have in the future. Back at it again, we got Budget Racing. These guys up in Canada. I love this channel because they beat the living crap out of cars, man, and it's just so much fun to watch you guys. The personalities is just straight trailer park boy-esque. I'm not gonna lie, not just because you're Canadian, but you know what I'm saying. Just revving the piss out of D-Series motors, having fun, and just the pure joy and passion that screams through these videos and just kicking it with you guys. I wish I was there, man. It'd be super fun. Budget Racing, literally one of the funnest channels out there. All right, guys, and last but not least, we got Garage Built Hondas, aka John Widmer, out there, and I believe Texas just hit 50,000 subscribers. I think as of right now, it was like 55K as of this recording. He did like a 30-minute long video answering all the questions that he's been asking you guys, you know, where he's from, what he's doing, what he loves, why he chooses this car, would he go K-Series, why he doesn't go K-Series, how many cars he has. He built a giant like 3 or 4 bay garage in the back of his house. He's got like 7 or 8 EFs, like literally people consider him the EF king. And then there's also Dana, the EF god, which is very interesting that these guys are so devoted to this chassis. And why wouldn't you be? The EF is literally the coolest chassis you could have. There's the lines, the power plants, the rigidity, I'm a huge EF fan. And so is Garage Built Honda. So shout out to you, man. I know he's got a new shirt. EF Love Forever, Love EF Forever for the 50K mark. At this point, the ball is rolling, man. I'm really enthusiastic. You have so much content, DIY, and instruction on this chassis. So props to you, man. I'm really happy for you. All right, guys, that's it for this episode of the Honda Recap. Since I just said about Garage Built Hondas and Dana, I'd really, man, one day, I'm not going to lie, I'd really love to see like a build off between these guys. Like if hella people chipped in and we had like a couple grand to just be like, yo, build the most savage EF you can with like X budget. With these two guys and the parts that they have, I feel like they would be just such good competitors, but not in a bad way, just like, man, they would push each other to build some really crazy, like just technical builds, if you guys know what I'm saying. But anyways, guys, that's it for this episode of the Honda Recap. Thank you all for joining me for yet again. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up and that bell so you're notified every Monday night at 6 p.m. when this thing airs West Coast times. Head over to Thehondavlogs.com/shop. Pick yourself a shirt, hoodie, sticker, anything you guys want to support the channel. I appreciate all of you guys who have already. And don't forget to leave me in the comments right now. What do you guys think? Do you think we'll ever get back to the body kit era, or do you think we're already pushing through? And I don't want to get judgy and I don't want to get anything angry in the comments, but let me know what you think is the best way to build the car. Your opinion. Not going to take any offense, and I hope everyone else doesn't, but I really love to have that discussion down below. What do you guys like? Track, street, OEM plus, stance, camber, whatever it is, whatever your passion is. I'm really happy that you guys are representing for that group of the Honda community. What is your passion? I'll see you guys next week. Peace.